and welcome back to Podcast with a K. I'm your host, Karla with a K, and I'm here on this fine Sunday evening from the comfort of my dorm because the wind is literally howling and the rain is horizontal. It's raining sideways. But I'm excited to announce that for I'm going to call it a semi-finale because I'm not sure if I'll keep doing the show from actual home because, like I said, next week, I'm leaving CT and going back to NC. But in any case, this week, I'm joined here in our virtual studio by Maria and Jafet. Hi, friends.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome.
Hello.
Maria, you've been on the show before. Jafet, you're new.
Yes, my first time.
Excited for you guys. Tell me what you've been up to. Tell me how you're feeling.
Well, pretty hectic week with a lot of work. Trying to make it through. All the deadlines are finally catching up, so it's getting pretty overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie.
Feel that. Maria, how about you?
Been okay. I got my hair done today.
Ooh, looking good.
Really nice. Like my hair. I don't know if you can see it. Can you?
Yeah, you can definitely see it. It's looking nice, dude.
Well, I just took a shower, so hopefully it looks better.
Them curls are popping.
It's been a pretty good day.
I'm glad. I do want to ask you guys, how y'all feel about this all coming to an untimely end, shall we call it? Like, it is planned. Like, we've been known that we'd be going home around Thanksgiving. But how are y'all feeling? Because I know around this time some people are already homesick. Other people kind of like their lives up here better than being bored at home. Where do y'all fall on this?
I guess it's pretty easy for me. I don't get homesick as much as I used to when I first started school. Pretty much used to my life up here. And I don't know, I feel more free and more, even though there's less to do up here, I feel like I have more fun than back home because here is where I have all my friends back home. My friends from back home, they all kind of did their own thing, just like I did. I don't know, I just like the tight-knit community that I built here.
Love that for you. Maria?
For me, I mean, I always love being here with my friends. Like, it's just anywhere that I am, I'm always missing someone. You know, if it's back home, I miss my friends. If I'm here, I miss my family. So like, I guess I've just been able to deal with it. You know, throughout the years. Like, I know like this is just temporary. You know, I'll be back. You know, whenever. You know, because I remember over the summer, I couldn't wait to come back.
Right.
And now that it's towards the end of the semester, I can't wait to go back home. So I would say it's a balance.
Yeah. I think I fall somewhere in between. I've mentioned on the show before that like I did have a few gap years between home and school, so like I was kind of ready to like do something new, and so like being up here, it's kind of cool because it's like a change of scenery from the place I've been used to being in for the past like over a decade, right? But I don't know. Sometimes like I miss my turtle more than anything. I really kind of just miss my turtle. Like obviously my parents and my friends, but like we have the internet. I can't really FaceTime a turtle.
Same. That's how I feel with my dog. Maybe we were talking about that today.
Yeah.
Yeah, with you and your turtle, and me and my dog.
Yeah. So, yeah, for context, I did Maria's hair today. And we were talking about like just our lives back home in general. No, yeah, I definitely feel that. I feel like going home right now is also going to be interesting because like we've lived through a very turbulent time, just current events wise up here, like with this community, for lack of a better phrase, and having to like go home and like rediscuss everything that's gone on in the past few weeks, months, decades, however long it is that we've been up here. It's gonna be interesting. I'm interested in hearing those conversations once again.
You just get used to it.
Yeah.
You really do.
For sure.
Okay.
Did you guys do anything to kind of like set in stone your last weekend here? Me and Mo, who you guys have met on the show a variety of times, decided to just go to our favorite shopping center and stop by every store. Not like necessarily for shopping, just kind of like a way to like spend a chill little day out around. Got some food at one of our favorite restaurants, so just kind of hung out, enjoyed the scenery one last time.
I feel like I'm gonna do that.
What's up?
Yeah, go Jafet.
I was gonna ask what restaurant is your
Oh,
favorite.
we went to we went to Noodles because I don't think there's a Noodles near me where I live. There is one near y'all, but I was like, I've never had Noodles until here, and now every time that we go shopping, we always get Noodles and Company. So I was like, I want Noodles one last time.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you like Noodles and Company. Yeah, we have a couple of them in Durham.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys don't have it?
I don't know if we have it or not. I literally never heard of it until being up here, but like it's just kind of like a thing. We'll go to the mall or something and then go to Noodles. So just a nice little weekend tradition whenever she's not going antiquing with Eamon.
How they did today.
Yeah.
That was fun.
They're obsessed. Every weekend they come home and have like a car full of like things they picked up at thrift stores and I'm just like, first of all, how do you even manage to find so much stuff? But second of all, like why? Oh, hi, Eamon. Welcome to the chat.
I mean, they got two. They got $4 for everything that they bought today.
It's crazy. One of the places they go to, they took me to one time, and for a whole $1, I got a white leather jacket and a bomber jacket. It was insane.
All those binoculars today were so much
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, Eamon found a pair of binoculars that were crazy. You guys went to a car museum though.
Oh yeah.
Tell me about that.
Jafet, this is all you. This is your time to shine.
Oh my God, where do I start? No, yeah, the car museum was a lot of fun. It's in Newport. Really wanted to go because I always really liked cars. I wouldn't call myself a car enthusiast or someone that knows a lot about them, but you know, it's just something that's always interested me. And I really, the exotic supercars are always super cool, and I see pictures and videos of them. I've seen pictures of classics and stuff, and I've never really seen one in person up close. It's always been from afar when I spot one in the road or something. And just going to this car museum was just kind of fulfilled that wish of me wanting to just be present in like something that is so expensive and so cool and like fast, I guess.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. I kind of geeked out a little bit to Maria when I was telling her about like different engines, and she was like, "Why is the engine in the back and not in the front?" I was like, "I don't know."
I said, "I don't know. Just admire it."
And then we talked about like the different prices because on display it would tell you how many were built for that exact car that they were collecting, and also how much it cost when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
And when adjusted to inflation, the numbers were still very low. And Maria was like, "Wow, so this was just worth $20,000." And I'm like, "No, now it's worth a lot more because it's a collectible." Like, my favorite one would have to be the classic 1969 Shelby Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
That was just a super classic, and I've always wanted to one day, get a car and rebuild it, black it out. It'd be something cool to have, but I don't know if that's in my near future or not. But yeah, no, it's super fun.
Fingers crossed for you, man. You've got a bunch of stuff lined up, so I'm pretty sure you'll find your way to your dream car in no time.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm hopeful.
For sure. Maria, are you into cars or are you just kind of along for the ride?
I was just there. I was just looking at the colors. I don't even remember what those really long cars are. I really don't remember the name of them. It's like really long ones. Those were my favorite. I don't remember what they're called.
Yeah, they were like I don't know, I don't remember the name, but they were like 1958 Chryslers or that 1950 era of Chrysler. they were just interesting cars.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until Maria pointed out that they were super long, I noticed. I was like, oh yeah, this car is like super long for no reason.
Love that for you.
They're like really, really long. Like I think like I don't understand why they had to be that long. I
It's just
really
for the
don't. Like
aesthetic, obviously.
I know, but like if you think about it, like what if like all of these for the cars were in the 1950s?
Mm-hmm.
So all these cars just riding around, just like I don't know. It gave me a bit of anxiety because I can't drive big cars. I
Uh-huh.
really can't. So it just gave me a little bit of anxiety as to how big they are, and just imagining having to drive that. I couldn't be able to do it. But they were really cool. Like they were really like nice shades of color. Just like the size of it just made me
Welcome, Aurelie.
made me
You guys remember Aurelie from numerous episodes past.
you remember her forehead. Wow.
Wow, I you know what? I love this setup for the fact that we can have surprise guests.
I mean Armando's here with me.
Armando's also been on the show. You got the whole cast list in your room right now, Maria?
Joanna,
Jojo's
Jenny.
also been on the show. Chris has been on the show.
Jenny's not here yet.
Oh, rip. Well,
I
yeah.
thought, what
I feel like I've always liked classic cars. I don't know anything about cars. My dad sure tried to teach me a million times, and I'm always like, cool. Now I kind of regret not paying more attention to him when he'd try to make me, hold the flashlight while he worked on his cars, as it goes. But I have learned to admire them at the very least. I don't know what I would want. No, you know what I would want? There's a barbecue festival that goes on in the next city over from where I live back home, and there's always like a car show portion, and there was this beautiful like glittery red Thunderbird that I fell in love with, and like ever since then, someday I will have that car. I don't know how or why or what I'm gonna do with it, because like by then it'll be obsolete, not even a classic. It's just gonna be pointless, but I want that car.
Well, I hope you find it and get
Right?
to it.
So you guys said you're not necessarily homesick, it's more about balance. So a question I do want to ask is, do you guys kind of plan on staying up here kind of a little bit, right? What led y'all to make the final call on that?
Uh, well, for me, it was relatively uh, easy just because I got a job up here,
Mhm.
so can't really work from home, being all the way in North Carolina when the company's based here in Connecticut. So
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just not a job opportunity that I decided to take on, and nonetheless, I'll be here for another 3 years.
Well, solid.
Yep.
he's getting that traveler money.
He's gonna have that traveler's money in the pocket, bro.
He's getting traveler's money.
I don't know about that.
It's Travelers is gonna have all of y'all working for them soon enough.
I mean, yeah, right now the entire company's remote,
Right.
but I'm sure they're working towards going back into the office. I'd love to be back in the office. I never
Yeah.
actually got to be there, but I kind of like that aspect of working. So we'll see.
Well, here's hoping. Maria, your decision. I was gonna like segue into the next topic, and I'm like, wait, Maria hasn't answered the question yet. So please.
Well, for me, I just want to stay here because I don't really want to go back to Wisconsin. Just something about going back and actually living there like all year round. I just don't want that. I really don't.
You've done your time
Like,
there.
yeah, I feel like my time there, at least for right now, it has concluded for a while. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I might go back one day because if my parents still live there.
Right,
And
right.
like I have like a good job that I can get maybe there. Just really depends where like my career takes me. But
That's a good point.
like right now, I have the only opportunity that I have is here in
Right, right,
dance.
right.
So that's why I'm like, well, I'm staying here. I want to stay here. I have an
Mhm.
opportunity to stay here.
Why not take
So that's
it?
why. Yeah, like why not take it? But I mean, I'm still looking, you know.
Right.
I wouldn't mind moving to somewhere else that isn't the Northeast or the Midwest, like maybe in
Right.
the West. Probably, I'm not going to the South. I'm sorry. I'm
Hi,
not going
Hammy.
to the South, Armando.
Is Armando trying to push you to stay in the South? Or go to
It's
the South?
it's hot and muddy, and I hate it.
The South is not muddy. What?
No, what was it? No,
Why are
not
you?
muddy. It's humid. It's humid.
By the coast, it's humid. You realize there's a whole like inland section of the southern U.S., right? It's important to me that you know this.
We're also we're really close to the ocean here in Connecticut, Maria.
I mean, I guess.
I think it's more humid here than where you live.
Yeah.
Maybe, I'm just saying.
No, it's mad humid up in Connecticut. Jair said, Maria said the swamps. You really think we all live in Florida, huh?
Whatever. Okay, my image of the South is not great.
I live towards the mountains in our state, bro.
That's why I don't want to live there. Is it you, Armando?
Oh, so it's entirely Armando's fault that you won't live in the South.
It's all of his fault.
All right, Armando, I'm gonna need you to leave the South so Maria can give the South a chance without being biased against it. All right. That's a good transition, I think, into our next topic. Not necessarily the part about the swamps in the South, but Jafet mentioned wanting to be back in the office. We've seen, if you keep up with the news, because you know we always have a little news segment or pop culture in the show, and we'll have both. But first, the news. There's been talk of a COVID vaccine with, I think, 90% success rates or 80%. I don't know. It's pretty high. But there's still a lot of speculation about it, whether or not it's going to work. I've seen people comparing it to the flu shot, in which like it works and it's commonplace and it's effective when it is, but when it's not, like it either doesn't work and you get the flu, or it causes you to get the flu regardless. So there's a variety of options here. So I wanted to ask you guys how y'all felt about it, and will you be getting it as soon as it's available? You're gonna put it off, like let the first wave of people get the vaccine and then see what happens. What's your angle here?
For me, I'd say that I wouldn't get it right away. My instinct would be to get it though, from what I've always been taught. You know,
yeah.
If there's a sickness going around, there's a vaccine for it, then you get that vaccine so you won't get sick. But I don't know. I never really put much thought into something like that up until now, because we're living through a pandemic, and I mean, deep down inside, I want everything to go back to normal. And you know, when I hear about a vaccine, it's like that's what the entire world is working towards. So now you're telling me like we shouldn't get it. Regardless, I wouldn't really get it just because of all the stuff that I've been hearing, honestly. But yeah, that's my 2 cents in that. It'd just be a very, I guess, complicated decision for me to make. I guess I'd like to see that it actually is working for other people before I make the call and get it myself.
In response to what you're saying, Jair in chat said it's promising and the first people to get it will be first responders, etc. You normies not getting it until months later, lol. Would you like a rebuttal?
Why are we over here? Okay, Jair, if we had like the chance or like whatever the opportunity to get it now, I wouldn't do it personally. Well, but then again, I would know. Okay, I would consider it because I am young, and I know if I do get sick, I have a really good chance of fighting it off.
Sure.
So I feel like a part of me is like, well, why don't you just risk it so maybe other people that aren't as healthy as you can have like a better sense.
So you would be willing to be a part of that first like test group, quote unquote.
I feel like I would like really consider doing it. I don't know if I will like actually do it, because then again, because then like the other part of my brain, I'm like, well, are you really gonna put yourself in danger like that? Like, and that's the thing. That's the other argument. I'm really young. What if it does go bad and I die?
You had so much to live for.
I had a lot to live for.
But if okay,
that's the thing.
So if what Jair is saying is true, whoever gets it, like now when it's available to the public, wouldn't be the first group of people because it would have first been offered to first responders. Like there would have already been, like, of course, the group that the companies or whatever are testing it on, plus then the first responders. So there's been like people before you who have gotten it and who will then be able to vouch for or against it. So like say that they get it and no like great scandal breaks out, right? People just kind of get the vaccine and either it works or it doesn't. Would you still feel that way? Like, are you still considering yourself to be at higher risk if you're getting it as soon as it comes out for the public?
I would. Okay. So you know how right now you say that
Hi, Josh.
this is success rate is 90%, right?
Yeah.
If it went up to 95%, I would do it, because again, you know, you gotta leave 5% for air, anyways. But if it went up to like at least more than 95% or at least 95%, I would do it. I would take it, because again, like again, to the whole thing, like I'm young and like it's those are pretty good chances, you know, considering that like they like ever since this pandemic came on, they've been trying to find it. They put a lot of money into it. They put a lot of research into it. So I feel relatively confident that it would be fine. Question mark. But like if it had to be the choice between me or like a family member, like one of my parents, like I would do it myself to see if it does go badly. Because again, genetically speaking, if I get it and I'm fine, like I take, like, you know, I get the vaccine and I'm fine, like it most likely will work for my family members. So I would do it for them. You know?
Right. No, yeah. You're making perfect sense, but Jair said, oh, she said leave 5% for air anyway.
yeah, I did, Jair, okay. Because biology told you, or whatever.
Oh, she brought the whole bio thing into the combo.
They all say that you gotta leave 5% for air, so.
Is this a personal attack towards Jair because he also studied didn't Jair do health science? Isn't this like his entire field?
I mean he started in biology. He was in my biology class.
One bio class.
It was not just one, okay? Jair, you were in my organic chemistry, right?
In chat, Eamon says if it became available at all, she would take it, but same if it was available to her mom first, she would want her to get it first. But
to see if it affects me badly, and if it affects me badly, it will most likely affect my mom even worse, because genetically speaking,
yeah, like, you know? The older you are, the higher risk that you're at. I am interested, all right, in seeing what my own personal reaction, because it's easy to talk big right now, and then whenever you're actually faced with the decision, something happens. I mean, if you listen, well, you can't listen back to the show because I haven't uploaded this season's episodes yet. But if you listen to whenever this whole thing started last season, my perspective on this whole chaos has changed a lot, because at first I was very much like skeptical of anything being particularly major, and like I fed in a lot more than I would like to admit to like there being conspiracy theories behind this, like for the cause and like how big it actually was. And like in general, I guess it was kind of inconsequential because none of it mattered, and it was all speculation to begin with regardless. And like the way it started doesn't matter at this point, right? What matters is the fact that it's happening and it's real. But like even just hearing my perspective on that change on something that didn't matter, now I'm interested to see like how I personally would react to a vaccine becoming available, because my first thought is, ridiculously enough, like, is it going to be free or is it going to cost money? Because if it costs money, that already deters me from wanting to get it, even though getting the actual virus would be more expensive in the long run if I end up having to be like hospitalized or something. Because like my thing here is, okay, so I guess this is just like anecdotal evidence and doesn't really have any weight on anything, is I always get the flu shot every year. I think I missed like a couple years in my life, right? And then last year I got it again, like for the first time in a few years. And what should happen, except for the first time in my life, I get the flu. And I'm like, bro, what's the point of me getting the flu shot if I'm still gonna get the flu anyway? And so whenever this started and there was talk of there like being a vaccine like rushed to the public because it was like, expanding so badly, I was like, would I even want to get the vaccine? Like if the flu shot doesn't even work? Because I know people have like been saying, oh, well, it's a new virus and you don't know how it's going to work and what if it mutates? And I'm always like, well, the flu does that every single year and like we all still like, whatever. But now I'm like, I kind of think if it's a reasonable price or like, if it's made readily available, I would probably risk the vaccine because like what's the worst thing that's going to happen? I get the virus, which I would have gotten anyway whether or not I had gotten the vaccine. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's kind of like there's no real option. Like you either get it or you don't, and the vaccine can supposedly only benefit you, right? Like at best it'll prevent you from getting the virus. At worst you get the virus. And kind of like you said, like based on our health and age, like we're most likely gonna survive it. Hopefully we would most likely survive it anyway. The people that are at higher risk, I guess, would be the people that would kind of hold back from getting it to begin with.
Okay, well, the point of a vaccine is that it injects dead or semi-dead, like actual like viruses or whatever, bacteria, whatever, that like the illnesses that it's trying to help you with. So the point of a vaccine is that like it exposes your body to it early on and not so aggressively as it would have been initially if you had the actual like full on virus in your body. So like you said that even though you still got sick with the flu, I feel like were your symptoms really severe?
Bro, I was out of commission for like a good 2 weeks. Like, well, I guess I had to be, but like I for the first like couple days, I didn't realize like that I was sick. Like I was like, it's just gonna be a cold. It's super annoying, but it's just hitting me hard. And then like the third and fourth day, I slept most of the day before I finally got to go to get medicine, I guess, from the health services. And I was like, this is literally the worst thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. And then even after I went to the doctor and got the medicine, I was still like essentially just like knocked out all day for another couple of days. So like it hit me like hard enough for me to be like, I never want to feel this again. So, you know. And chat, like I'm seeing hi James. Most people recover from COVID. Their deaths usually have to do something with their health pre-COVID. And then Jair said, it's fine to be honest, I wouldn't take it first either. Susan Girl said, I heard the vaccine is going to be free. And another point is that there's different strains of the flu. So like, yeah, all things that we've we've touched on a bit. But yeah, so like when I got the flu, it hit me like hard, and I was annoyed by it. So like now I'm just kind of like, you either get it or you don't, with the virus. COVID with a K shot of Jair.
Well, you never really know how you're gonna react. But the point of the virus is that it at least that the hopefully it will allow your body to be ready enough to not get so when you actually get it.
It's preventative, yeah. Because that's what they're working on right now, is preventing it, not necessarily curing it. Hi again, Aurelie. Aurelie Cam.
I don't want to put an appearance. He literally just put on his mask right now, so I wouldn't put the camera on.
You can still put the camera on Armando, mask or not. They've already heard Armando. They might as well see him and meet him.
Yeah, ¿para qué, Armando? Ya saben que estás aquí.
SMH.
Oh, really?
So then, Jafet, the question for you is, in having heard this discussion, has your mind changed at all in the past like 5 minutes?
Not really sure, to be honest. I still think I wouldn't get it right away. I guess for me, I just wait to see what happens, sit back and see, if it's actually working for some people, and I meet people that actually, had it and they haven't had any problems with it. then
Same,
I
James.
probably
That's
most
literally
likely
why I'm
be
like,
inclined to go and
no.
get it myself.
Right. I feel
Yeah.
it. I
So
feel
I
it.
think I just have to see more of what it does to other people before it I check it out myself.
I feel it. In chat, Eamon said that we low-key thought we had it in January, like at the very least and slightest. And here's what I'll say on that. There was it in January, Eamon, or was it before? I thought it was in December. But there was like a series of weeks in which my roommates slowly got sick and I was sick, and then the people that we hung out with were sick, and we were all like sick, like super bad for a week. That was when I had the flu. Oh, I guess it was January. Question mark. Yeah. And so like we were all like, bro, what did we just go through? Because we all like at some point went to the doctor. Some of us tested for the flu, some of us didn't test for the flu at all. And so we were like, what just happened? And that was also around the time when everyone on the internet was freaking out thinking they had COVID already.
Dude, that was me and Armando.
Was it?
We didn't have it. We didn't have it.
Like a week before they kicked us out. How did we not have COVID?
Dude, we went to New York around early February.
Yeah, but the thing was,
it could have taken time to develop. You don't know.
I know, but like
we got sick when we came back.
Yeah, we did get sick, but we
SMH.
didn't it wasn't the typical symptoms that they were talking about, you know?
To be fair, at that point, they were just now discussing what the potential symptoms could have been, right? Because they were still like finding new symptoms to like tack onto the list. Very interesting. Food for thought. Wow, we all had it and we survived. Amazing, crazy.
Yeah, me and my mom survived it.
All right. Let's transition out of this topic with a song break. I don't know how I'm supposed to do song breaks. I don't want to get like DMCA striked by Twitch. I don't think this song will matter. And if anything, I'm just gonna download the VOD for the audio so I can stream this on the station next week when it's hopefully not raining sideways.
Okay.
But let's just go ahead and play this song. I'm not gonna make y'all like mute or leave. We can just hang while this song plays. But it'll be a good way to transition into our next topic. So Jafet, what are we listening to and why?
Oh, well, it's a really cool song called Rescue. I think it came out not too long ago. I think it came out yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a guy named Johnny Two Phones. I found it on TikTok, honestly, and the video is actually pretty special. It's the artist showing his father the song while they're driving, and the guy doesn't even tell his dad that that's him singing, and so he's like, his dad starts bumping to it, and he's like, "Is this you?" And it's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Oh my god, it's such a great song! Like you're gonna make it out," and I have to check it out. It's pretty good.
Amazing. I did not expect this backstory because this kid literally just told me like as we were getting ready to go live, hey, can I switch my song? And it was not La Kitty, it was actually La Santa originally by your boy Bad Bunny, but
That is still my pop though. This was just too cool. I wanted to share with us.
Alright, well, in that case, let's take a quick song break for what is this called? Johnny Two Phones Rescue. Here's that. Alright, and that was what did we just listen to? Rescue by Johnny Two Phones. Y'all like that? This way I don't have to edit that into the into the audio for whenever I stream this on the station. Wow, I love having live transitions. Anyway, thanks for that song, Jafet. Like, what a bop. It's obviously it's going on the podcast playlist, but I think I'm gonna save that for my playlist.
Awesome, yeah. Good song. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, like I was saying, I don't have TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. I don't have time or really the willingness to go on it. So like I never would have probably found this one. And I know a lot of the songs on like the viral top 50 of Spotify come from TikTok. Like freaking Fleetwood Mac is back on the charts because of that one TikTok. I was like, wow, you guys really out here wilding.
No, yeah, it's definitely way above your time. But I mean, I can't live without it now at this point.
Yeah, and my essentially everyone in my life has been trying to get me on TikTok, and like the main argument I hear is it's literally just like Vine now, like the content and the sense of humor has changed, but I never actually like this is like a big confession, I guess, because I talk about Vine a lot and I reference Vine a lot. I never actually had Vine. Like I downloaded the app and I was like, I don't know how to use this, so I deleted it and I would just watch the compilations on YouTube because every Vine that went viral was like super quotable. I feel like except for the kombucha girl and then the Fleetwood Mac one, I don't know any TikToks. Like I don't they just don't like enter the the general space of the internet that I hang out in. So I'm like if I
They
didn't
didn't
have time
enter
for
the chat.
yeah, and I'm like if I didn't have time for 6-second videos, what am I going to do with 15 to 60-second videos?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy you say that because there's, on my For You page on TikTok, I saw a 1 minute TikTok, what seemed to be a movie about a plane hijacking, and I thought it was an interesting video. So I go into the person's profile, and this person uploaded a whole movie for just TikTok. So I spent there for like half an hour scrolling up through each minute.
Of course you did.
I'm not proud of that, but that was interesting.
Hi, Jafet.
That happened this morning.
Are you on? So you've had a very eventful day, huh?
Yeah, you can see how I spent my morning.
Of course, of course. How about you, Marie? Are you on TikTok?
I recently got one this past week.
Ah.
I did.
They finally got to you.
Literally, I forget I even have it. I think I've only gone on it maybe 3 times since I've gotten it.
Really?
Like I like dark humor sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So like I followed this one account called Dark Humor, and like literally like one of the TikTok one of the TikToks that they made was something to do with the election. I can't remember exactly what it was. But clearly this person was a Trump supporter, so I blocked them right then and there.
Said out here with this.
I literally took them off. I tried to report them, but I'm like, what do I choose for them to for me having to report them?
You are abusing the report function, Maria.
I was trying to report this person.
SMH.
But I just ended up just blocking them altogether. Like, fuck this person. I don't know who the fuck this is. Probably.
Okay, well now I'm gonna have to bleep the audio, so thank you for that.
No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting.
It's fine. This makes sure that I'll actually listen back and not just download, convert to MP3 and submit. So I guess thank you for making me actually do my job.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I tell my other my DJs for context, I'm the studio manager. I tell all my DJs listen through to your audio once you've like finalized it so that you make sure you didn't miss anything. And I'm guilty of not doing that because I'm like pretty confident in having done like a pretty normal show. And then like if you hadn't done that, I wouldn't have listened through it and I probably would have missed something here or there. So thank you for the accountability.
You're welcome, and I'm sorry. You're welcome, and I'm sorry.
This isn't even what we were going to talk about. I wanted to ask, since you guys are obviously into music and like also pop culture and like TikTok and like you find your music from a bunch of different places, I wanted to ask, like, first of all, because we obviously have to have music this minute. For you, Maria, how did you find? Because we already asked Jafet, but I was gonna ask you, how did you find your way to these Miley Cyrus songs that you've suggested for tonight?
For the zombie, I just found it on Twitter because like it was just really trending at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was like towards the end of October because like she filmed it like maybe October 20th,
mm-hmm.
and it's just beautiful. It was beautiful. Like
right.
I saw the live performance and I felt like I fell in love with her again.
Did you always were you always a Miley Cyrus fan?
When she was Hannah Montana, yes. When I was 10 years old.
Of course.
But like since then, like no, I never really liked her songs that much.
Mm-hmm.
Not until now, with Zombie and Midnight Sky. I just I don't know. I just really like it. And like Midnight Sky just makes me feel empowered.
Okay.
Like you have to like I don't know if you've listened to the lyrics, but
I haven't. I'm not like the
should.
biggest Miley Cyrus fan, but I did listen to the remix she did with Stevie Nicks because I was like, hold on, what? So I like that one. That one was kind of sick. I don't seek out Miley Cyrus. I have a playlist on Spotify called According to Y'all, and it's just songs that other people recommend. If you look up Miley Cyrus in my song library, any song by her is in According to Y'all because I don't seek out her music, but every now and then she'll do something that kind of hits.
Zombie hits.
Like Wrecking Ball.
Yes, like Wrecking Ball. You think you're funny for that one, huh?
I remember this one.
I was just thinking that song, it was kind of catchy when
It
it
was
first came
super
out.
catchy, yeah.
But it has high school written all over it.
Oh my god.
Honest.
Yeah.
Was it like middle school? No, I was in middle school.
Wait.
It came out when I was in high school.
Maria, you guys are in the same like year, right?
Yeah. Didn't know that for like 2 years because he lied to me.
Did he lie? What did you think this whole time?
I thought he was my age. Wait. I don't even remember
Wait,
anymore.
are y'all not the same age?
We are.
No, we are now.
No, we are. Now, Jafet, now, yeah. like we were never the same age.
What do you mean we are now? Why is that so cryptic? What does that mean?
I had this terrible habit of lying about my age. Not even like that big of a lie, but they would ask me how old I am, and I would tell them I'm younger than I really am. Like when I was 18, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm 16, I'm 17.
Why would you do that?
It's just, I don't know. I really don't know. I stopped doing that though, but
What in the pathological liar?
I mean, I stopped. I had a great backstory if you get it, to be honest, but I had to stop because it was getting out of hand.
What's the backstory? Because now I want to hear it. Like, scrap the entire outline for the show. Now I want to hear this.
So like, what I would do to make it believable is I would tell them, oh yeah, I'm 18 and I should be 19 according to the grade that I'm in. And I would tell them, yeah, when I came here from Mexico, they put me in second grade. They messed up some paperwork, blah blah blah.
Oh my
and that's
god!
why I'm a grade further in, and they believed me. I was like, wow, I can't believe that worked.
I want to know why you started this. Like, what sparked this idea?
I really don't know, to be honest with you. I think it was just
Amen in chat said, he said, I'm a felon for no reason.
Not even.
Most people lie about being older than they are. You just chose like the most like specific way to lie for no reason.
I mean, lying is fun sometimes. Like, how far can I take a lie?
I feel like I have to put a disclaimer on this show should not be the inspiration for anyone's ethical or moral compass.
I'm just saying, like, don't you sometimes like realize, like, wow, you can really be a completely different person to a person that you just met. You just gotta lie to them.
I mean, sure, this is true.
I don't condone lying, though. I want to make that clear. I don't know why I was doing it. It was kind of fun, but I would never lie about my age if it was like a serious conversation I was having with somebody. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But yeah, no, I don't condone lying.
Okay, so the whole like reinventing yourself when you meet new people thing, I understand, but that's different than straight lying about who you are. Not like I'm not out here being like, be yourself or else, but like I'm sorry, Jafet, that is like the weirdest thing I've ever heard, but it's so funny to me right now.
Yeah, I don't do that anymore. That was old Jafet. He was very young and stupid.
And I mean, you also just kind of expose yourself to the internet.
How?
Well, you just confessed that you've been lying about your age, so now people will know to be wary of it.
No. Let me clear that up. I've been lying about my age. I guess I have, but it sounds worse than it actually is. Like, I was just messing around with select few people. It's not like I was doing it to everybody, you know? I was
Sure.
doing it to my friend, Maria. Just fun.
Specifically just to Maria.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was one of
people
them.
like to mess with me because I'm pretty gullible.
It says gullible on the ceiling.
Shit, really? Dude, I actually
She
was.
looked up, bro. On camera, she looked up.
I literally told you.
Oh my god. Maria. I'm not even in your house, bro. Amazing. Wow, what a good show we're having. This isn't even what I wanted to ask. I wanted to ask on the topic. God dang. What were you talking about, Miley Cyrus?
We're
On the
talking about
topic of
artists
yeah,
and
I
music.
wanted to talk about your favorite music artists because Jafet started off suggesting a Bad Bunny song and then switching away from it, and you suggested two Miley Cyrus songs, one of which was a cover, and the other one which I guess got big because it was remixed by featuring Stevie Nicks. So my question to you guys, which was the original source of this tangent, was: is there artists that you've listened to for essentially your whole musical life, and why do you still listen to them? And also, who's somebody new that you've discovered that you wish you'd been keeping up with from the start?
For me, it's pretty easy. Well, not easy, but I don't really have like a set artist that I've listened to for a long time because my music taste changed pretty quickly throughout the years. Like in middle school, I was heavy in like dubstep, but then during my high school years, I really liked bands, like different pop punk bands.
Mm-hmm.
It was a weird era. And
You
then
had
once
an
I came
emo
to college,
phase?
huh?
Did you have an emo phase?
Not necessarily, but yes, I started listening to a lot of those songs. I just really like rock songs, and I heard this one pop punk song, and I really liked it, and I just
I
rest
just
is history. But I don't listen to them as much anymore.
mm-hmm.
But like I was saying, when I got to college, um, people around me were listening to reggaeton a lot,
Yeah.
and that's been my primary I guess genre that I really enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
But lately I've been trying to switch it up because I'm getting kind of bored of it.
Yeah.
And, so I've been exploring. I really been getting into a lot of rap or just R&B
Right.
kind of stuff. But yeah.
Nice. What about you, Maria?
I'm trying to think. I feel like the only like consistent artist since I can remember would be Rake. Even
Mm-hmm.
though I don't even listen to them now, and I haven't listened to them since maybe like senior year of high school, but I still have them in my playlist, you know?
Yeah.
Like they're still there. So I feel like that's the only consistent one that I've had, and like I just like their voice. And like I told you today, I went to like their concert instead of going to prom.
Amazing, honestly. That's commitment.
Best choice of my life because I hated everyone I went to high school with.
Oh, well, there you
They're
go.
literally all idiots. Oh my god, they're all idiots. Anyways, I went to South. I really went to North.
I thought you said North was it.
Yeah, North is idiots. Anyways. Anyways, so like, but now obviously it's Bad Bunny. You know, like I didn't really get into like you know how so many people loved him, or like you know we're starting to really get into him,
Mm-hmm.
like maybe sophomore year.
Sure.
Sophomore year of college, I was just listening to Osuna.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like I was like, and like I'm like the type of person that's just really loyal, and like
Okay.
I was so loyal to Osuna. I'm like, no, I want Osuna. I want Osuna. I don't want to listen to Bad Bunny. I don't like him,
Yeah.
or maybe like because I felt like everybody liked him so much. I'm like, well, Osuna's really good too, and he has such amazing music too.
Right.
But like everybody was just focusing so much on him.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like, okay, you guys can do that. I'll just be listening to Osuna.
Yeah.
But then like maybe starting last year, this year, I started to get really into Bad Bunny.
Yeah,
Just everywhere.
I've talked about this on the show a lot, with various guests, but like I didn't really listen to a lot of Latin music until coming here and like finding myself surrounded by exclusively people wanting to listen to Bad Bunny, amongst others. Like I remember Osuna was major. I think my first couple years here, Maluma too, Guayna, etc. Basically, like I didn't listen to Latin. That's not like what I was into. It's not what I was surrounded with. I usually either listen to like, well, pop obviously everyone listens to because it's there. But I usually either listen to rap or country because that's just like what people around me listen to, and that's what I liked also. Which I guess are like two quite opposite genres. And then recently I got into like rock and stuff. My sister loves to come at me for the fact that she tried she had like her solid like emo phase, like style and music wise, right? And she tried to get me into it, and back then I was Bieber's #1 stan, so I was like, no, ew, why would I listen to that? I'm listening to Bieber right now. But there were a few songs I liked. She listened to like Pierce the Veil and Sleeping with Sirens, and so like there were a few that I liked. And then like in high school I did listen to like I listened to Linkin Park and Green Day and Skillet a lot, every now and then Paramore or something. But they were just like select songs. Like I didn't get deep into like that until like I kind of fell off of like rock and alternative and pop punk altogether until I think maybe a year or two ago. I was watching a Twitch stream and the guy was talking about Emo Night Brooklyn, and I was like, what is Emo Night? And it's literally just like a concert where it's either a DJ or like cover bands and they'll play like emo songs. And I was like, wait, these songs were emo, but they played on the radio. And so I got like into like I guess all of that recently. So I've been listening to mostly that. Like right now on Spotify, my top 2 genre thingies are pop and rock, but I still have like the 6 daily mixes in pop, indie, Latin, rap, rock, and then like I don't know what the last one is, but it's present. Oh, I guess country. But yeah.
I forgot another thing. I was a really big directioner. I'm so.
You're
Don't no one come for me. I'm not saying shit. I'm sorry. I love One Direction. I went to 3 of their concerts, 2 Chicago, 1 Milwaukee.
Oh my god. I will mention we talked about this earlier when I was doing your hair, and I didn't realize like how committed of a directioner you were until I went to tag you on Snapchat for the show, and I realized your username is literally a One Direction reference, and I was like, "Oh my god." First of all, how long have you had the Snapchat account? Second of all,
okay.
Why?
Okay. Okay, you know what? I didn't choose my username.
Didn't you?
There was this girl that I went to high school with. Literally, I made this Snapchat like first day of freshman year of high school, pretty much. And like I just met this girl, and like I'm not even friends with her anymore, but whatever. Anyways, like she chose it for me because she also really like One Direction a lot, like me.
Mm-hmm.
And she picked that. She picked that for me. Now I really regret it. I really regret it because it's just every time I look at it, I'm just cringe. It's so cringe. Should make a new Snapchat.
You could make a new Snapchat. I will say,
right.
I don't have very much room to talk. My original Twitter account was a Belieber account, and it still exists. I don't use it, but it's out there somewhere on the internet. And then my Snap is a Llamas with Hats reference because I've had that since high school.
Armando wants me to ask you what's your YouTube name.
My YouTube name is the same as my Twitch. It's Carly Girl. I made it when I was 12, so that's just my username on like all things video. Oh my god! So I have a second YouTube channel, and that's where I upload like my school projects and stuff. And yes, I made it whenever I was still very much a believer. That one is I Will Never Say Never 01. So if you want to watch my school projects, it's there. I think one of those is a Nightbot command here on Twitch because it's a link to the Birds Aren't Real video that I did last year. That was a good project. I'm proud of that one. You know what? I stand by my Bieber username and by birds not being real. That is my final statement for tonight's show.
There you go, Armando.
Jafet, before we go, do you have any embarrassing usernames?
Any embarrassing names? No, not really.
Oh, he said he's always been
my gamer tag on Xbox is Jafet Sucks.
Oh, we love the honesty.
It was a dare. Somebody said like if I change my name to Jafet Sucks, they'll change their name to something else. And I actually went through with it when it cost $5 to change your username, your gamer tag on Xbox.
Wow.
I went through with it, and the other person didn't. So, but I kind of like it. It's like original, I guess. I mean, not even, but it feels original.
Well, happy for you. All right. Well, as our time draws to a close, we have one more song left. Maria, what are we listening to end the night?
This was the Midnight Sky, right? Because the one that you played was the zombie.
Yes.
Okay, so it's Midnight Sky. It makes me feel empowered.
Well, oh god, I forgot it's a YouTube video. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for hanging. Thank you, Maria and Jafet, for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Do you guys have any final remarks, statements, questions, concerns, etc. before we sign off for the night?
I guess just be safe and good luck in finals.
Oh
then
yeah, that's a thing that exists.
Hopefully we get to concentrate while we're home. I mean, I don't know how that's gonna work. But I hope you guys get straight A's.
Thank you. Very wholesome and much appreciated. Jafet?
Yeah, good luck everybody on finals and getting through this last couple weeks, the year.
Awesome. Thank you guys once more for being on the show. I'm excited to see what the future brings. I'm hoping so hard to be able to have guests back in the studio, because as fun as this is, it's different from when you're sitting like in the actual station with the mics and the headphones and like surrounded by the vibes. You know what I'm saying? But alas, thank you guys for hanging out in chat. Thank you for everyone that's kept up with the show from the start, from the season, even if you just tuned in today off of on a whim or because of the guest or just because you were bored and had nothing to do. I would like to show you guys before I go a screenshot that Amen sent me of her old account from her account Zygote Zane saying, "I'm back zinches." From 2016. Amen, in 2016, you had already graduated high school and you were sitting here with a Zane account. Bye. Alright, guys. That's all we have for y'all tonight. I may or may not continue the show from home. I had fun doing it during quarantine last semester, quarantine with a K. We'll just have to see what my home life has to offer. If not, I'm sure I'll be back. I have to finish Life is Strange still. I still want to stream Among Us because we all play. We just never actually do it whenever I'm in the mood to stream. But alas, thank you guys for hanging. Stay tuned for more info. Follow on Twitter at podcastxk. Links are in the whatever down below. This episode will be aired, well, I guess the audio next week on WECS 90.1 FM, my home away from home, and also, I guess, edited down and posted to all of your favorite podcast listening platforms. So yeah, follow on Twitter if you want updates on that. But in that case, I will see y'all around at some point with new nonsense and new guests. Probably same time, probably same station. The when we return is the question. But I'll keep you guys posted, turn on notifications, etc. I'm done rambling. Good night.
Bye, good night.